fighting for me and keep showing your love and support.
Hi, Mary. It looks like I'm being interrogated right now with this light. Welcome. I'm in my hotel. Let's see. Let me try something real quick, actually. That's better. I'm in my hotel. And it's a nice hotel. It's a little sketch on the outside. When I drove up, I was a little like, oh no. But then the room itself is actually pretty nice, so I can't complain. You can see my stuff. You can see the room. It's not a bad room. They remodeled it, so just the outside looks. Yeah, there's no pool. There's no jacuzzi tub. The hotel apparently that me and Lisa are gonna stay at though will have that. But yeah, so I'm in Madison. I'm in Wisconsin. I just had dinner. I DoorDashed some Thai food, and I'm stuffed. I have a bad habit of really only, believe it or not, eating like twice a day. Once when I wake up, and then generally I won't eat again until dinner. And from when I'm working, I will actually only eat lunch and dinner. But anyway, so I was really hungry, and I ordered a couple of options, and I ate a few things, and I have leftovers, so I'm probably gonna eat this in the morning because they have a microwave here. I'm in Madison. Any ghosts? Not that I know of. I'm really tired. Hey, Matt. Hotel. There's two doors. There's the door to get in to the actual room. Right? I'm very grateful that I don't have to. Hold on. I'm upside down. Through. I am at the Mayflower. Wait, is that what this place is called? Hold on. All right. Here's the room. See how it's all in the closet, so that's a little weird. I already looked behind that mirror, and there's nothing. No. See, so the room's nice, but this is what's weird. I've never been to a hotel like this before. So over here, you've got this door. Can you see through there? Oh yeah, under the bed too. Look at that. But watch this. This is interesting. That's where they have breakfast in the morning, apparently. But these are all the rooms. But the way you get into your hotel room is from that door. So it's weird, isn't it? I keep poking my head out here because it's like so I'm like so fascinated by it. But outside it looks really sketch. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I pulled up, I was like, this place is fucking sketchy. But here, I'll show you what it looks like outside. See, they don't even have keys. It's a door thing. There's a man sitting out there. I didn't want to point the camera at him and be all like, hey, neighbor. But yeah, when I pulled up, I was like, the windows are dirty. But yeah, it's just, the outside looks worse than it is on the inside. I'll just say it that way. But it's not a bad hotel. I wouldn't, yeah. One night's not going to kill me. And if I do die, I have a whole community of people that can investigate that, right? So it's all good. I have, as you can see, my little desk area. I was getting stuff set up for Raleigh, kind of. So, like, I have my shirt ready. So this is the shirt I'm going to be wearing tomorrow. I was going through some stuff, charging my battery, so I'm all set. I'm bringing all the stuff that I'm bringing to hand out to people, to give to people. I've got plenty of postcards. I've been leaving postcards almost everywhere I go. Yeah, I have my bag full of Raleigh stuff. I've got, and I brought the stuff that I used to make the signs. So I got some glue, I got some markers, I got permanent markers. So in case anybody needs anything, I've got sunblock. I even got scissors. So if anybody needs to like fix their sign or whatever, I've got leftover wristbands. I've got buttons to give out to people if anybody wants a button. Buttons. I got leftover supporter packs from 2 or 3 years ago rally. So I thought about it, and the dealio is these are going to be free. So if you want one, you can have one. But I will take what I'll call a donation for Brendan. And either you can go on the website yourself and put money in his commissary, or you can hand me the money and I'll do it later. But in each of these little things, and I'll just open one up because it's fine, and show you what's in it, is you'll get, and each one's random in a sense, but everyone should be getting one magnet, 2 buttons, and then 2 stickers and a keychain. So the stuff that I had left over, I didn't realize I still had all these I call them supporter packs. So like I said, it's either, I'm just going to be giving them out to people, but I'm going to be asking if you want to donate to Brendan. I used to charge people, I think, $20 for these. So is breaking up every once in a while for anyone else? Oh, or am I? Hold on. I was using the Wi-Fi here. Hold on, let me fix this. There. I was using the Wi-Fi here, but I actually just today put, because on my phone service, it's a pay-as-you-go, and you can choose what kind of plan you want for the month. And I normally just get like the $35 one. And then today, I noticed I ran out of my high-speed data. Oh, have a good night, Mary. Mary, thank you for stopping by. I was using my, I had no more of my high-speed data. So I went, and since my plan is up in like a day or two, so I just went and did a new plan. What I used to get, the higher plan, so now I actually have better data. So hopefully it's away tomorrow. Hopefully there's no interruptions during the streams, during the rally stuff. I got this new selfie stick before I left, and because my old selfie stick broke, and I had a really good experience with the selfie sticks, so that's why I got it, because I have this like detachable button. So then that way, are we Discord friends? I don't know if we are. I don't know if we are. I actually am not really on Discord, so I don't really think that I left all the Discord groups I was in, and I only have the Discord still up because of the Brendan Talks Discord, and it's still there. That's why my profile's still up, but I don't usually check it or anything like that unless I know, like for instance, I know Cherie sends me messages. You're coming through. Are you here? Are you here, Matthew? I'm sorry. I was like, are you here? The anxiety. The anxiety just spiked. Okay. I'm not really sure where I'm at though. I just know it's the Mayflower, America's Best, and Mayflower. You're coming through. Is he coming through my room? Is that what he means? Are you in the same building as I am? But yeah. So I'm excited about tomorrow though. I'm a little nervous because I don't have my Linda support system here. Perry Street, yes, that's where it's at. See, now everybody knows where I am at. Yeah, so I'm a little, because in the past, before a rally, Linda would really like pep talk me up, and now I don't really have that, so I'm a little like, I get a little nervous. I have social anxiety. You're fine. You can't get anything past researchers, right, Cherie? Yeah, I know she's with me. I've been talking to her this whole entire trip. I mean, I talk to her every day, but yeah, I already said the hotel name anyway. So yeah. And I get nervous before these things, and then when I get there, I'm usually fine. But she's usually my pep talk person, and all that stuff. So it's probably going to be very emotional for me tomorrow too. I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to cry a lot. I've been crying. Obviously I haven't been live this whole time. So like there have been a few hours of crying in the car way here. But my email is brendantalks89@gmail.com. Yeah, I hope they're coming. Kelly and April. I think they're going to be here. At least Kelly. I know I've seen Kelly she comes to all the rallies generally, and her daughter does too. But I'm not sure if because last time April wasn't here during the Madison rally because I think of work, but she definitely was there for the Friday Saturday rally. So okay, I will, Matthew. But yeah, I am. Yeah. So yeah, I mean those are my thoughts right now. It's just nervousness and wanting things to go good tomorrow, and wanting it to be somewhat successful. I think if just a few of us show up, then I'll be successful. Like I'm not expecting I would love it if hundreds of people showed up to this thing, but if just 4 or 5 of us come, I'll be like, that's great, good times. So, and I'm planning on doing what I do every time I go to Madison, set up shop, and then I'll go, I'll walk into the governor's mansion, not mansion, the building or whatever. I usually walk in there and then walk up to Governor Evers' office and ask if he's in. And generally the answer is always no, he's not in. Hold on. And then I need to look for something real quick. And from there, where is it? From there, hey Susan. From there, I usually fill out a form to speak to him in person, which I've yet to get a response from him. I've been doing this for a few years now. And I filled out the form and I never get, hey, navigator. And I never get a response or anything from him. And I don't expect to. It's just the point of the matter is that I want him to know that somebody showed up and wanted to talk to him about Governor Evers. So or about Brendan. So that's the main goal. I'm not expecting anything other than that. Thank you, Navigator. I'm sure I don't look that great right now because of one, I'm not used to the humidity that's out here all the time. And I feel very sticky. And I know Arizona has humidity, but see, I have to charge the little button. I know Arizona has humidity, but I'm very realistic in the knowing that this humidity is so much worse. So I feel very sticky and glycerine. And then 2, I'm tired and my hair looks like crap. And yeah. So, but thank you. I will take the compliment. Jim and I both filled out forms. We only got, oh, Jim got a response. Yeah, see, and usually I'll ask people, do you want to come with me? Or I'll go first sometimes, and then I'll come back. And then if people want to go themselves, they can. And like I said, it's not because I feel like the governor is actually going to be there or respond. It's just the point that I want the message to be sent that we were here and this is why we're here. And, we're not going to just forget about this. I would love if Governor Evers was there. And I get nervous, the second I say, hey, hi, is Governor Evers in the office? Because one, I don't want him to be like, great, a crazy person has showed up, let's arrest her. But I also I also, if he is there and he's like, sure, let's talk. And then I'm usually like, oh, okay. So I do get a little nervous when I walk up there, but it'll be fine. Normally, I let my adrenaline kick in and then I'll be fine. but I doubt that he'll be there. I doubt that he'll let anybody talk to him because he never does. He's an important person in an important area, and he's got important things, I guess, to do. So, I did get a letter once from him. Actually, I've gotten a couple in the past over the last, I'd say, 5 years. Yeah, thank you, Jenner. Over the last few years, I got the same letter response, which is a generic, like, thank you for reaching out to us. Brendan Dassey, doesn't qualify for a pardon or whatever due to this code or these standards or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. If you have any questions, please call. Yeah, so like it's usually the same generic response. I've actually gotten the same response in email form when I used to send him emails, but I haven't gotten a response to Governor Evers in a while. Yeah, it's pretty generic. You can tell that they have a formatted letter for those types of things. So for Brendan stuff, actually. So that's yeah, that's basically what it would be. But you never know what could happen tomorrow. He could actually be like, I'm sick and tired of these people, so I'm gonna go out there and talk to them. And then actually go out there and then be like, so what do you have to say? And then and then after I'm like, oh, he came out, kind of, trying my best to argue my case for him, for Brendan. Yeah, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm excited to get out there. I have the signs ready. When I get out there, I have to remember to, when I unroll the big sign, the big banner, I have to remember to put the new year on it. I haven't done that yet. But yeah, I'm excited. And then after the rally, I'm going to start heading over to Two Rivers, and then I'll go see Pete, and that will be where I'm at for the night. And then after that, we'll have the Friday rally, and then it will be a little bit more busier as far as people attending, I'm sure. And then the Saturday rally is the big rally. So I don't know if you guys heard, you probably have, because it's I haven't really been on social media. I kind of like glance through it, or like when I go to post an update of where I am or a picture, I kind of glance at things, and like I saw that Carla Chase posted something about the sign being for sale. I did contact Carla immediately when I saw that post, because one, he's right, he can't do that without Governor things to do with that. Right, he can do some stuff. He actually has the power of clemency, so he could give Brendan a clemency if he wanted to. He doesn't. The standards that he and the gut pardon board set are just standards. They're not rules. They're not laws. They're just standards. So he can override those standards. He's the only person stopping him is him. So anyway, so the sign, I contacted Carla and I asked her if it was still going to be, if it was going to be an issue, if, showing up for the picture at the sign, I did, because my theory is that we're there to represent Brendan and Stephen in a good light. We're not there to cause issues for the family. We're not there to cause issues for properties. We're not there to cause trouble. We're there to support Brendan and Stephen. And this is going to be a Linda thing, I'm going to say, but the best way to support Brendan and Stephen is sometimes to support the family. And I'm not saying support as in by the side, but I mean like you know, what's good for, what can we do to not make things worse for you. Anyway, so I messaged her and I, you know, just to say like, hey, is it still okay if we take a picture at the sign? Because I don't want us to be in the way. And she said it was fine. The sign will most likely still be there. I think they're selling it for 15. Is it 15K? Is that how you say it? 1500. 1500. That's all. I don't know how much signs go for. It's a pretty big sign though. Yeah, per side. Per side. I don't know how much signs go for. But I mean, hey Carrie, 100, yeah, 1500. So, you know, I mean, I hope that I hope that they get what they want out of it. I know, like I said, I don't know exactly what's happening with the property. I guess they are selling it 4 feet by 8 feet. Is it really only 4 feet by 8 feet, Susan? I feel like it's so much bigger. I can't fit that in my car though. Not that I have the money for that. I don't know who would buy it. That's why I'm like, I don't know how much signs go for. I don't know. The only thing I could think of is that somebody would buy that sign for either nostalgia reasons or you know, because unfortunately it has to do with the case, and people might think of it as like, because there are people that collect murder memorabilia. Oh, signs are expensive. I know that sign is not the original sign that used to be there. There was a different sign that was there before. I didn't even realize this sign that they currently have was made out of aluminum or whatever, metal. So which I guess makes sense because they don't want it to get ruined by the elements. But yeah, it sounds small to me. But then again, you know, when you get there and in person, it's not as big as you think it would be either. So maybe it is only 4 feet by 8 feet. I don't know what happened to the first one. I don't know if they just were updating it, but like if you look at pictures, you can tell there's two different signs. Like you can tell the first one during the 2005-2006 case is different than the sign that they have up there now. Signs are expensive, but yeah, they are expensive. That's why I mean, like, I couldn't imagine somebody buying it unless they were a sign collector, if it was something for memorabilia for like the area, or if it was somebody who was obsessed with like the case. And yeah, I would buy it if I had the money to get back to. Yeah, that would be nice to do. Give to the boys when they get out. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea, you know. What are we going to do with the sign, though? Like, what would you do with the sign? Where would you put it? And it's for both sides. So that's, I can't do math. That would be $300. That would be $3,000, right? Storage, just put it in storage. Yeah, I think that would be $3,000 if you bought both sides. Yeah, that's, yeah. Yeah, you could put it somewhere under your bed. You could put it somewhere, and then 30 years from now, you can try to sell it again and maybe get like 3 times what it's worth, maybe. I don't know. Buy it and have it mounted on the courthouse building on the parking lot side. If it was in my family, I would hate to see it go. Yeah. Yeah. That's what, you know, I can understand. you know, it's probably a sad time for them. You know, the only people that really have a say, I think, in the actual business is Chuck and Earl, um, because they're technically the owners, you know, and the rest of the family, I don't really think has much of a, you know, say. And if nobody, and if the people, like if Chuck and Earl, or I think it's mostly Chuck who's retiring, you know, and if he doesn't, you know, because who's going to take over then if he retires, you know, and if nobody else in the family wants to deal with it, you know, what are you going to do? So I understand the concept behind it and the theory as to why, um, you know, it's just it's just sad, I think, yeah. And I don't know how Steven is dealing with it. Um, that would be a great question to ask, I guess, right to Steven. Um, but isn't that such a it's really sad, isn't it? I have a friend, not had a friend that was in prison for like 7 years. And I've talked about him on and off on here. I used to go visit him when he was in prison in Florence, and because it was mostly during the summer times because and he was in the desert, a prison in the desert, basically. And in that particular prison, they had like a little dinky swamp cooler, but it wasn't really anything. So if it got to be like 120 degrees, you could imagine how uncomfortable that is. So every other weekend, I would drive down there and visit him just so that he could sit in an air conditioned visiting room, and I would feed him, not feed him, but like I would buy vending machine foods and drinks, and we would play cards, or they had puzzles that you can put together, and we would do a puzzle. And it was just to talk, and then just so he can get out of the heat, you know, for a little bit. So yeah. But anyway, one of the things that he told me while he was in prison is that he felt like he was like a living ghost, and that he's alive and he's in prison, but the whole world like passes you by and nothing changes for you, but everything changes for everybody else. No, Dan's life, I am not able to visit Brendan. I'm not on his visiting list, so I won't be able to see him. I wish I could. That would be cool. I would love to, but his visiting list, as far as I'm aware, is full. And he can get like what they call special visits, where an out of state person twice a year, I think 6 months apart or whatever like that, can visit him. And but they stopped doing those during COVID, and he's told me that he's heard rumors that they might start up again, but it hasn't started up again. So you never know what could happen with that. I saw that he had a visit. I think it was, well, he told me he was going to get a visit. Was it Tuesday or Monday? I'm not sure. The week's been kind of blurring together. I thought he was going to get 2 visits this week, but I'm not sure. And then I'm not sure if Pete's going to be able to, because I don't think Pete was able to visit him last Sunday because Pete was sick. So, but yeah, I think he got a visit yesterday. Yeah, but you know, maybe one day. I would like to think that the first time I meet him is when he's free, but unfortunately, I think the reality is, unless the lawyers do something, it's not really probable that that it's going to happen anytime soon, especially if we're waiting on Governor Evers. Barb said someone was supposed to visit him but backed out. Oh, maybe that's what I was doing. I don't know. That's too bad. I wouldn't have backed out. But yeah. Well, hopefully somebody visited him, right? I think it was Tuesday. Wait, what's today? Today's Wednesday. So it was supposed to have been yesterday. Oh, yeah. That's too bad. See, I'm not in that group, so I can't see what is being posted, but that's too bad. I'll have to ask him about it Saturday when he calls. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel bad for him. He doesn't really control what people can and can't do out here, you know. Like I said, it's like you're a living ghost in prison. You know, everything changes, but you know, you basically stay the same. And then like with Steven, you know, the business changes, family, people pass away, friends, holidays, times, technology, what's cool, what's not cool, it all changes. But where you are in prison, it all stays the same. And then, you know, you're like in a time capsule almost. And then if you're lucky to get out, it's all a brand new, strange world. And it's kind of exciting in some ways, but then it's also just kind of sad, especially if like, because you don't have a choice in being there. So like for Brendan and Steven, you know, they're innocent. They didn't have a choice about, you know, being in prison. So, you know, they didn't get to experience everything up until this point. So it's kind of like sad and poetic at the same time, isn't it? But yeah, hopefully he's doing okay. If you guys want to send him a card or a letter, or I don't know about mentioning that particular thing, but you know, I know he enjoys getting letters and cards and all that from people. You know, you can send him a joke or coloring pages or whatever, and that helps cheer him up sometimes. But I'm sure he'll be okay. He's usually pretty good at bouncing back from things. But then that makes me wonder if somebody's visiting him tomorrow. Yeah, he's one of the most positive people I've ever met in my life. Like, he seriously, he doesn't let anything like keep him down. Like, he might be sad about it for like a little bit, but then he like bounces back pretty good. So like that's one of the things that I'm amazed about him with. Like, even during all this court stuff that's happening. Oh, you lost connection for a few minutes. I'm sorry. Yeah, even with all the court stuff that happens when people file or when things are filed and then like get rejected or whatever, like with the whole you know, habeas corpus or whatever for his confession and how it was going through things. And then it would get rejected, and he was sad about it and bummed about it, but he just was able to bounce back so quickly and just be like, well, on to the next thing, you know. So he is a sweetheart. He is, you know, and Pete says this, but he is a lot like his dad. He's got the same sense of humor and everything. So when you see Pete, you see Brendan. Yeah. So, well, I hope. So I guess Barb went to go see him. So I hope that visit went well. I'm sure it did. Yeah, like I said, he told me he had visits this week. So what's that? What are you doing? You're flashing at me. Oh, do I need to turn you off? There we go. Jenna is going to strike up a business deal with Carla about the sign, huh? I would be interested on whoever buys it, what they're going to do with it. That's all I would be interested in. Like, where are you going to put it? You know, I guess you can hang it up in your house somewhere, somehow. Can you imagine? You can probably message her yourself, Jen. She's usually pretty approachable and open to conversing with people and supporters. So I'm sure you could send her a message and she would gladly talk to you about maybe working something up like that. There's just like the logistics of it though. Like you would have to figure out where you're going to put the sign. Like what are people going to get out of it if they donate money to it? Are people going to be the Carly saying was going to the boys or just that? I think the money's going to her dad. Technically, they're his signs. Hey, Pete. You got my room ready. That's awesome. I can't wait to see you too, neighbor. And you and Lori, and then who's with you now? Stella? She didn't respond at first because she didn't know me. Oh, well, I can message her and tell her to check her messages if you want, Jen. But yeah, I mean, technically the sign is owned by Chuck, so I'm not, not trying to be a jerk about it, but Stephen and Brendan aren't really entitled to, the sign's profits or anything like that. It's basically whatever Chuck wants to do with it. Or I don't know, maybe it belongs to Al. But I don't know if he's really involved in the business so much. See, there's a lot of like logistics I don't know about, and I don't really want to get involved in it, you know what I mean? So, I don't know what kind of arrangements they have about everything and where it's going and yeah. You can still message Carla because I know she has direct contact with Chuck, but you can probably also message Chuck too. Look at this that they left in this hotel room. Madison and Dassey visitor guide. Not that I'm leaving this hotel. I already decided once I got in the hotel, I'm really not leaving it until tomorrow morning when I leave the hotel because I'm a scared white girl. Normally, I don't mind exploring, but I was like, wow, look at all this fancy stuff. This is fancy stuff. This is stuff that's way out of mine. I don't know what kind of visitors are coming to this hotel. Maybe. I think you should talk to Carla, though. But see, look at that. Do you think people who stay at this hotel can afford things like this? Look at that. Dining out. Yeah, let's go get like a really nice steak. A melting pot. They even fan out the apple. Fan it out. All fancy. Okay, we get it. Dining out. Bar guide. Fancy hotel. Retail therapy. There you go. Retail therapy. Oh, look, they've got a chocolate place. Oh, some people aren't happy about it. I don't know. Like, I don't know what you would do though. Like, I'm not trying to defend them or anything, but like, what do you do if someone's retiring and, you know, but you have this situation? Like, I don't know what you would do about it. All of this is very new, as far as the whole Stephen and Brendan thing. Like I've said that before. Like, I don't know how you would deal with all of this stuff back then even. And then every, you know, something new happens and I'm like, I don't know what you would do because, you know, it doesn't happen very often, I guess. But I mean, wrongful convictions happen, but in this scenario, it doesn't really, you know, there's no like law or anything. I got the weather ready too. It's gonna feel like you're back home. Yes, Friday hot in the 80s, Saturday 88, and the humidity is through the ceiling on Sunday. Oh, wow. My dad had a mechanic business in the 70s and 80s. We still have his sign, but it was a lot smaller. Oh, yeah. See, that's the other thing. I don't know how big. Why does it matter the property is being sold? Well, that's what I mean. Like, what are you know, you can't hold on to something forever. But places, see to do. Alien Continental Gardens. Oh, Alan. Get the swamp coopers out. Please, not in this humidity. Then maybe they would be willing to chip it and hold it for Steve. You can't. I know, right? I mean, yeah. I don't know why people would be. I guess they're upset. I don't know why people are upset. Mark Hognott, somebody that you can reach out to. Maybe he can make arrangements. Yeah, I don't know. It's all new territory for me. I think if it was me, I don't know. I think if it was me, I don't know what I would do. This is like with my family, like my sister, like we have my dad's ashes, and because he was cremated, obviously, and my grandmother, who I saw this morning in her grave, she's actually buried in a cemetery, and she's got like a nice plaque. But my grandfather, they were married, but they were estranged up until she died first, and then he lived on for a couple of decades, and then he died. So she was barely 60, I think, when she died. But anyway, so she was buried, and then he was cremated, and my dad got the ashes, but he never really knew what to do with them, so they were just sitting in the back of the closet, and that was actually a running joke growing up. Grandpa lives in the closet. But my sister, when she started having kids, my little sister, she started thinking about things like, well, you know, what do I do? Or like there's a place where we can go for Grandma Nash and visit her grave and leave flowers and stuff like that. But Grandpa's in the closet. Well, so what can you do with that? So then she wanted to arrange to have Grandpa buried in the same grave with Grandma, which apparently you can do, and then maybe even make a new headstone with both their names. So then that way there's a resting place for both of them. And then the kids that she was, had one place they can go rather than two separate destinations and just make it easier. So she asked if she could have Grandpa Nash's ashes. My dad's like, sure, because he's not going to do anything with him. So she was talking to the funeral home and arranging all that. And then so she was asking me and my other two sisters what our thoughts were. And then, to also help out financially. And at the time, I was like, I can help you, but not until I get my taxes back. But I don't know if that's what they would want, because Grandma and Grandpa were estranged marriage before she died. I don't know if she wants him to spend the rest of eternity in the same grave with her. Maybe that's not what she wants. And so then there was like a whole question of, well, I mean, they were married, and then we asked our dad, like, what do you think? And he's like, I don't know if she would want that, because like I said, and before she died, she, you know what I mean? Like, she kicked him out of the house. She didn't want to have anything to do with him anymore. Not saying she doesn't love him anymore, but, he was a drinker, and, so it's like, I don't know what to do, and it's not as serious as like the sign situation, but it's just like, I don't know. What do you do with that? I don't know. I guess you could get a plot next to her plot, but my understanding is that it would have been more expensive. And so my sister's looking at the cost wise of it, but I don't even know if she wants to be buried next to him. Like, we don't know. She probably was like, I want this particular spot, and I want that motherfucker to not be anywhere near me. We don't know, So yeah, I don't know what, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how Steven feels about it, if he's even upset about it. Hi, hey Pete, thank you for stopping by, neighbor. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'll text you after the rally and let you know when I'm heading that way. I don't plan on staying in Madison very long after the rally, to be honest with you. So I'm probably just gonna boogie oogie over there. But yeah, I wouldn't know what to do. Like, and I don't, and you only get like half of the information on social media. You don't get the full picture. So, would Steven be upset? Do I think that they're going to be getting out? Yes. Do I think it's going to be anytime soon? Unfortunately, probably not. So then you got to look at it like that. Like, so let's say, because it takes on average, 30 years for someone to be exonerated, unfortunately, from prison. I think that's like the average. And it's only been 15 years. So what do you do? Right, exactly, Cherie. She was married to him since she was young. I don't know how young. I think like 18 or 19. And she stayed married to him the whole entire span of the rest of her life. She had a kid with him. They bought a house together. She lived in that house until the day she died. She took care of things. I don't know if I'm freezing. Am I good? But anyway, okay. So obviously there was love there, and responsibility to the marriage and all that. But I think after a while enough is enough. And she honored her marriage. She never got with another person. She remained committed, as far as I'm a married woman. She just didn't want to deal with it anymore with that, you know. So, you know, she died of some sort of cancer. And yeah. And I think even my grandpa, he didn't like go out. I don't think, I don't know. I wasn't there. But he didn't have another relationship until she died. So I don't know. I just don't know if that's what her final wishes would be as far as being buried. And I would want to respect somebody's wishes. And since I don't know what they are, it makes me uncomfortable to make a big jump to, well, we could just throw those ashes in with you. I joked with my dad when I was younger about those ashes, because it's always been up into discussion, like, what are we going to do with grandpa's ashes? And I used to joke with my dad, well, when you go, grandpa's going with you. So if you get buried, I'm just going to throw grandpa in there with you, and you two can spend, you know. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a weird situation with the sign that I don't know if there's really a right or wrong answer to, and I kind of understand where the family's coming from, because what do you do, if you want to retire and move on? And I guess, it's none of our business per se what they decide to liquidate out of the business, and if the sign is worth something and somebody's willing to buy it, Plus, we don't have any idea what the arrangements are with the money. I'm just assuming it's going to the property owners. I don't know. It could be going to something. I don't know. Who knows? We can make a whole bunch of assumptions, off of very little information. I just saw it, and I just wanted to assure everybody that we will still be going there for pictures on Saturday, as far as that goes. And I did tell Carla that if anything changes as far as, they don't want us there anymore, or I understand technically the sign isn't on private property, so technically we're allowed to be there, but I wouldn't feel comfortable being there if they said they didn't want us there to do that. So, because I don't want to do that kind of stuff. So, if it does change, I'll let people know at the rally, hey, we're not going to do that. And it's just the way it is. And I can't control if anybody goes there themselves, but as me, who's organizing this thing, that would be what, So, but as far as I know, everything's still good with that. We still can't go down to the property, though. It's still no, we're not doing that. Which, at this point, I don't know what's down there anymore, because if they're liquidating everything, including the sign, there may not be anything down there to look at anymore. The only reason why people would want to go down there is to look at, things like Steven's trailer and stuff like that. And it's just, I don't even know if it's there anymore, to be honest with you. To me, this is unpopular opinion time. To me, and this is because I live in a state where we have like forest fires and fire dangers and stuff like that. To me, the property, where Steven's trailer is on, is falling apart, and to me, it looks like a hazard. And I probably would have done something about that years ago, as far as just like taking it out, only because it's in Arizona. It would have been a fire hazard to keep that up. But I don't know how often Wisconsin has forest fires? I don't know. Does Wisconsin have forest fires? That's a good question. I wonder if what I saw yesterday was a forest fire. Remember when I was at Uranus and I saw that smoke? I wonder if that was a forest fire. I didn't even think to look that up. When I got to the hotel, I legitimately took a shower, laid down and fell asleep for like 2 hours, I think. Woke up, was like, oh, I'm hungry. DoorDash food, ate the food, and then fell back to sleep again. And if there was a forest fire out there, I would have been like, that's fine. Just don't bother me from sleeping. Like that was literally where I was at yesterday. I didn't even think about it when I got to the hotel. I was so tired. Must be terribly sad to add. Crowds having to. It's not even something I ever think about. Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean like living in an area with forest fires? Yeah. I mean, it's just a part of our culture. Being fire safety and all that stuff. And like, I can't speak on our property isn't really fire safety hazard free, but we live in an area in Payson where you don't really get a lot of threats of forest fires. Like, I'll knock on wood, glass, whatever. Payson's been really, without explaining too much into forest fires and all that, they have the whole entire town kind of like protected. So like if a forest fire does come up, there's no like fuel to add to it before it gets into the town. So generally where I live, it's pretty safe, but like in more urban areas outside of town, those are usually where houses get nuked, because unless you fireproof or firewise, they should call it, firewise your property, which is making sure that your property surrounding your house doesn't have like what we call fuel, which is like weeds, grass, too many bushes, stuff like that. Oh, you think, okay. Yeah, see, you never really hear about it in the news about forest. And I guess because I'm naive to think in Arizona, it's really dry and we don't have a lot of rain or humidity. So in my mind, it's like, boom, if forest fire starts, it starts, out here, I've always associated it being, I'm going to say the moist word, humid, wet. You guys get a lot of rain. I couldn't imagine it would be easy for a forest fire to happen in this area. But that's just me being naive to things, I guess. So I know, like California. Hey, Carrie. You're like, oh, you're talking about forest fires? Yeah, does Ohio have forest fires, Carrie? Because you guys have a lot of moisture and rain too. But then I would also think Canada does. So like, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. Moist. Oh, okay. That's the only moist. It's moist out here. It is moist out here. It's humid. It's moist. Like I touched myself. Like it's moist. Like it feels. I'm surprised my hair when I was younger, the humidity used to really like curl up my hair. Sultry. So I'm actually surprised my hair isn't like it tries to be. I think if it was a little bit shorter, it probably would. Sultry. It's moist out here. It is moist. The ground is moist. You love my hair? Thank you. I cut it like a month or two ago. I actually missed my long hair a little bit, but like it was because I dyed it, I bleached it. Well, first I dyed it and then I bleached it to get the dye out. And then I bleached it again to put more dye in. Anyway, it was damaged from bleach, and I just decided to let it keep growing out and not touch it. So then by the time all the damaged part got to about right here, I was able to cut the damaged parts off. But it's still, I miss my long hair a little bit, although this is easier to take care of, and it's nicer during the summer, especially with work, and it's nicer. But I do like my long hair. I miss my long hair a little bit. A lot of people have been saying that, Carrie. They think I look better with shorter hair. I used to have, when I was younger, I used to have really short hair, like here. That's short. When I was much younger, but someone says, why does it have to say sultry? For the life of me, I can't remember anyone peeler. That dry air, that air dry. It was bleach. I bleached my hair a bunch of times. So it just damaged over time. Moist. I know somebody that didn't like it when you said that word. It made them like, ugh. But it doesn't bother me. There's other words that bother me that I won't say, but after my chemo, I didn't cut my hair for a decade just to have my... Oh, yeah. I would love to. I've always wanted to have really long hair. Like when I was a little girl, I watched the movie The Little Mermaid when it came out, because that's how old I am. Not the new one, but the old one. And I just had like this like thing with like really wanting long hair like Ariel. And I just, that was always my goal. And this last time I had my hair, that was as longest as I've ever had it. And like I said, I was like, I gotta cut it because it's all dead and fried, and it's not healthy looking. It wasn't great looking hair. So, and plus it was getting hot and summery, and yeah, that was my favorite. I don't really care if they remake movies or not, because I'm an adult now and you don't have to make princess movies for adults anymore to represent. But like as a redhead, it was cool to see a redhead princess, Disney princess, So that was the only, because you don't really have, you get blonde or black hair when you see Disney princesses. Ariel was the first and the only. Next to the girl from Brave. She also had red hair. But that movie came out when I was a young adult, so I like that movie though. That was a cute movie. But yeah. What else can we talk about? It's almost 8 o'clock now. Her hair made the movie, and of course her voice. Yeah. I think it's cool that sometimes the voice actress or the same, because back in the day, believe it or not, during Disney movies, they had the voice actor, and then they had the singer. So there was actually two different actors. So I think she was one of the few that did her own voice acting and singing, but I'm not 100% sure. What about Firecrotch? She was popular. Oh, Lindsay Lohan. Is she really a redhead though, or has she dyed her hair? Is that who you're talking about? Lindsay Lohan. Is she a Disney princess? Is Lindsay Lohan a Disney princess? Did you know they based Ariel off of Alyssa Milano? Oh, I didn't know that. Alyssa Milano? You mean from Charmed? I'm confused. They based Ariel in the cartoon with Melissa Milano from Charmed? Were those things happening at the same time? Was Melissa Milano around at the same time that movie came out? That movie came out in 1989. How old is Melissa Milano? Alyssa Milano. I can't Google that right now, but after this live, I'm gonna look that up because I can't believe that. My mind can't wrap around that at all. What year did that movie come out? It was the early 90s, wasn't it? I watched the documentary. There was a documentary about it. Well, my mind is being blown. 89, I was right. She's 51 years old. But she looks nothing like Ariel. What? I am so confused by that. What? Alyssa Milano from Charmed is what The Little Mermaid is based on. That's so crazy. Oh, man. What documentary was it? You know what? Her looks, yes. You know what is interesting? I haven't watched TV this whole entire time I've been on in like hotel rooms or anything. In the past, I used to turn the TV on when I went to a hotel room just for background noise. I haven't done that once in the when I stayed at last night or in today. Okay, yeah, send it to me because I have no idea. That's crazy to me. That's like my mind is blown from that fact. Like that's crazy. She must have looked a little bit different when she was younger in the 80s. Because I can't imagine Alyssa Milano. Yeah. Oh, I know. Back to Making a Murderer. I know Steven's birthday was yesterday. Wasn't it yesterday or the day before? And I saw Pa Avery and Sandy went to go visit with him. That's pretty cool. For his birthday, I think, because isn't his birthday on the 9th? Listen, the voice actress is like a mixture. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. I don't see the resemblance in the two, but July 9th. Yep. So I thought that was nice. I can't show you guys a picture because I'm on my phone. But that's pretty cool that he was able to visit with him on his birthday. Yeah, I'm sure Steven really enjoyed that. And I don't know if they took pictures of the visit or anything like that, but I did see a picture of Pa Avery with Sandy, and they both looked really good. And I guess Mark must have went with them, because I think Mark's out here. Oh, did they show a picture with Steven? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't really been on social media this whole time. I've been mostly like I'll open up the app to like post my picture or whatever, or to check in at a place, and then oh, did they show a picture with Steven? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if they did or if they didn't. I just opened up the app briefly and I saw the post where they were talking about that Pa went to go see Steven, and I saw a picture with Pa, but I don't think I saw a picture with Pa and Steven. But I'm making an assumption here. I think, because I think I saw Mark Hognott post something and that he might be out here too. So I'm making an assumption that Mark Hognott, Sandy, and Paul went to go visit Steven on his birthday, which I think is fantastic. And I'll probably look through Facebook when I'm done with this live and see and catch up with things. Because, like I said, I haven't really seen a lot. I haven't. So Brendan had a visit. Barb made a post about it, and she posted a picture, I'm assuming. I've met him in the past. I think it was the 2019 rally. He was really nice. I don't know if it's a European greeting, but he did the whole like hug and then kiss thing. And I'm not used to that, so I was like, oh, okay. But he was really nice. I don't remember if we talked really much. I don't remember what we could have talked about. I just remember thinking he's nice. Yeah, he's also very professional appearing. The way I feel like on social media, he's like super professional. And he kind of comes off as a little less than that in person. So he's very nice to me. Europeans are more, yeah. So I think it was, even though I think he's Australian, it was more like it felt more like a European thing. But I'm not, that's never happened to me either. Hey, T1. Small bite the earlobe. You don't like to Mike Tyson people and just rip the earlobe off? Well, that was the year before COVID. Interesting, Carrie. That was the year before COVID became a thing. Remember 2019 rally, and then 2020 happened. How you doing, T1? But Mark is Australian. Are they huggy? I don't. I've only met three Australians in person, I think. I knew it was that hug kiss thing. And then I used to work with a woman from New Zealand years ago, and she actually passed away a couple months ago. She was a much older lady. When I met her, she was almost 70, and that was like 20 years ago. So she lived a very long life, and she passed away a few months ago. It started at the age. Don't get that out there, Carrie, because those guilters will hold on to that and run with it. But I don't think she was from New Zealand, though. She wasn't from Australia. Hey, something. I know you're Broken Justice. You can try to change your name, but I know who you really are. It had all a tissue of lies. You can try to change who you are, but I see everything. I don't see everything. But yeah. That was a fun rally, though. That's not a lot. That's that famous photo of everybody. Like, it was like 100 people, I think, or so. Like, there was like 50 or 60 people at the actual rally. And then the picture that they took at the sign was everybody from the rally plus a bunch of people. Like, they just randomly showed up. So it was kind of funny to me how everyone uses the sign picture to kind of like say like, yes, see how many people showed up to the rally, but it wasn't as many. I think it's because a lot of people couldn't show up to the rally until at the very end, and then we decided to go do the picture, and then yeah, especially Linda, I miss her so much. I miss her a lot too. I was just talking about that at the beginning, how I'm nervous. Yeah, what happens at the rally house stays at the rally house. How I'm nervous about tomorrow because in the past, Linda would be here with me right now. Uh-oh. Okay, there it is. I don't know if you guys saw it freeze. In the past, before the route, Linda would be with me with here right now. And then in the morning, we would drive to the rally from Two Rivers or wherever we stayed at, and then we would do the rally. And then the ride to the rally, Linda would kind of prep talk me, because I'd be like, I'm nervous, worried, like, oh, because like I naturally will jump to like the worst possible scenario that could happen, and she would calm me down. She would reassure me. She'd be like, we're gonna be fine, everything's gonna be fine, you'll see, it's gonna be fine. And like, it's a little bit challenging to not have her here right now, and I know she's with me, and I know she can hear me, but it's still not 100% the same as having. You need to have a sound bit of Linda and play it in the morning while you're. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll turn on the live and then have her hear her voice. Although I don't know if that's going to help as far as keeping me from crying, because I don't like crying in front of people. So, yeah. It's going to be very challenging to get through these next few days without her. And yeah, I will miss her. I miss her commentary. I miss her positivity and her spirit, and I miss her bulldog personality, where I had to basically be like, calm down, Linda. Don't do that, Linda. Like, it was almost like a distraction in a way to keep me grounded, because, you know, her biker. I should be there. I'm softy. I'm not. You could say, I don't remember where you are, Broken, but you can certainly come. You're welcome to come to the rallies. You can try to make it to the Friday-Saturday rally. The Love Voice, I'm your mommy and your daddy. No. I don't know if you guys saw that on one of the Positively Brendan shows. I played the video of the woman who did the hair laugh was life-threatening quack. Quick, get the oxygen. Yeah, she'd do that smoker's cough too, and I'd get a little worried. But yeah, with the card reading that one lady, Tarot with Trisha did, that was really awesome, and I actually watched that a lot. So I don't know if you guys caught it. It's towards the end of one of the recent Positively Brendan Saturdays. So yeah, I wanted to bring one of my Linda. I have a Linda T-shirt that I sell, and I wanted to bring it, but I didn't bring it because it's starting to fade out really bad. I need to buy a new one, and I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. But I still wear it. Yeah, make everyone be good when she. Yeah, she was a hoot. She really was a hoot. She was fun. Yep, diaper. Yep, she liked that. I almost I don't think Robin's gonna be there. Oh, I hope. Never mind. I was gonna say something, but like, I don't want to give away too much of my personal life. Oh man. But yeah. Yeah, she was a really awesome person. Oh, you're being too kind, T1. I'm okay. I'm just okay. I'm not champion. Um, I miss her laugh too. Like she was really, she really made me feel comforted when just talking with her because she just had like the best advice and the best way to like comfort you and then to cheer you up, you know. And she would like make a joke or you know, if it was an issue with another person, she's like, "Oh, just fuck them, honey. It doesn't matter. Just fuck them. Go out there and have a good time, and don't worry about them." You know, that was just how she was. You know, if I had even an ounce of Linda energy and courage, you know, if it wasn't for Linda, I don't know if I would still be doing this stuff. To be honest with you. You still text her? I talk to her I talk out loud to her and also in my head a lot. Actually, I do also, because like I said, the Discord that we had together is still there. The Discord's still there. And it's just nobody's in it because I don't have the time or the energy. And it's honestly really depressing. When I go in there. Nobody was really doing anything in there since Linda died. And I felt guilty because I couldn't put a lot of energy. I can't put a lot of energy into it right now. And so that's why I booted everybody. And fuck them. Dang it, I've been doing it wrong. Anyway, there was the regular stuff for everyone to access. Then there was the mod stuff for just mods and admins to access, and then there was just me and Linda stuff. And the just me and Linda stuff is where we would message each other or voice chat or whatever. And I still go into that just me and Linda stuff, and I still send her messages through there because I miss her, you know, and I don't know if I know her daughter had her phone, and I don't know. I just don't want to like, you know, I don't know. It feels more me and Linda do it like that. So yeah, I do, but I do talk to her in my head a lot, and I talk out loud to her. She was very real and raw. You don't see people like that so much anymore. You know, she just was like, I don't, you know, I am who I am, and I don't give a fuck if you like it or not. Like, I'm just gonna keep being who I am. That's what I mean by if I had just like a slight bit of more of that, you know, be more like Linda. But then again, I would probably, there were times where even I had to say, like, Linda, like the whole go to the car, Linda joke, because she was going to pop off on somebody. It's like, Linda, go to the car. Go to the car, Linda. Yeah. Yeah, she'll be with all of us tomorrow, I think. I have the thing that you can talk into. That reminds me of her a lot too. She didn't need it, but she was always funny with it. I think I have a video on this channel with her doing it. What would Linda do? I could make those a t-shirt, T1. Yeah, she loved yelling into it, even though she didn't need it. But oh, you're too sweet, Jenna. Some of y'all are too sweet to me than I probably deserve. But I do appreciate you guys. And I do appreciate all the help that people have been giving me, you know, over as far as like you know, with helping me with Brendan's stuff and looking things up, and even with this trip, you know, the people have been, you guys have been really awesome, and I wish I could do something to help. Uyghur is the worst. So, yep, Uyghur is the worst. Remember when we were at Calumet, and it was towards the end, and I think it was just me and Linda for a little bit, and then Cherie and Rhonda showed up towards the end there, but this was like towards the end before they showed up, and it was just me and Linda, and there was a guy. Oh, because we were across the street from the Calumet Sheriff's Office, I believe, which is the same place as where the courthouse is, because it's such a small town. And so she sees this guy walking in the parking lot of the Calumet, office, and he's bald. And she was like, "Oh, is that Mark Weird? I see that motherfucker. I see you, motherfucker." I'm like, Linda. She just like starts yelling, "I see you." And I was just like, Linda, we don't know if that's Mark Weird. Linda, you could be yelling at some random bald guy. And that's the other thing, at rallies, you shouldn't do that, like, because you don't want to give the sheriff, if it was him, the sheriff, because he's the only person who, I believe in that county, can technically come out and say, you have to leave. Like, because I looked it up before we did this. I looked up all the regulations and all that. And you're allowed to organize under a certain amount of people too. So like if you have I think it's 100 people. If you have 100 people or less, you don't have to have a permit. You don't have to have a permit. But then if you have more than 100 people, then you have to have this accommodation. You have to have that. And this was in Calumet County. And it's different through each county, obviously. So when I looked up the laws and the regulations and all that, and to make sure that we were going to be fine if we go to Calumet County Courthouse. And we were. But in the regulations and all that, it says you have a right to protest or rally or whatever for whatever cause. But the only person who can tell you to leave and you have to listen to is the sheriff. And at the time, that was Mark Weger. And that's the only reason why we're there. So, and by the only person is that if you don't comply with him, then he can arrest you. And so that was what I made clear at the time, especially to Linda. If Mark Weger walks out that door and comes up to us and says, you have to go, we have to go. That's the regulations. I'm not going to jail in Wisconsin. I'm not doing that. So, to see Linda start petitionally or to start screaming across the street to a guy who could have been Mark Weger, I was like, Linda, you need to shut the fuck up. Because one, if that is Mark Weger, I don't want him coming over here and telling me you need to go or anything like that. And then two, it could not be Mark Weger. It could be some random dude, and then you're harassing some guy, which then could cause for Mark Weger to come out, or even a regular cop, because once you start harassing people, then it's a little different. You know what I mean? Like, you can't harass somebody on the street. That's not cool. So what's this? You being there is enough to support my friends. Write to Brendan and be, yeah, everybody should write to Brendan. He loves to hear from everybody. Is that other tall guy still in Vegas? There is a guy. Who is it? There's one guy. I think it's Lank, who's in Arizona actually, and I think he's in this place called what is it called? It's down by the border between Mexico and Arizona, and I want to call it Green Valley, but I don't think it's Green Valley. Welcome back, Sheila. What's it called? It's near Sierra Vista. But it's basically like this, I don't know how else to say it. It's like an old person retirement city. They have old people. Yuma, not Yuma. It's the other way. The other guy that investigated me, Tom Fassbender. He might be in Vegas. I think he is in Vegas. Yeah. I think Fassbender's in Vegas. Oh, I can't remember the name of that city. It's going to bother me. Yes, Fassbender. If I could use my phone without interrupting the stream, I would. But he's in like this little town, and Yuma is on. So like, let's see if I can do this without being too much of a weirdo here. Let me. You know what? The one problem I have with this hotel room is that you can't control the temperature. They have like a thing that everybody. So that's the only thing I really don't like about the hotel room, because when I'm in a hotel room, I crank it down to like the 50s because I'm a polar bear. I don't know why. I think it's my autoimmune thing, actually. But anyway, so this is Arizona. And then this is California, Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, and then Mexico. So Sierra Vista, I did say that, didn't I? But I don't think it's Sierra Vista. The Gulf community of Green Valley itself. Yes, see, that's what I'm saying. I think it is called Green Valley. So like Yuma is right here. Yuma. Sierra Vista is like, and Tucson would be right here. And then this place is like down in here. So like, here's my crudely drawn map. So here's California right here. I didn't write California, but then here's Arizona. So Yuma is right here. And then Tucson is right here. And then the place that he lives is like right here. And then I live right here. The link. Okay, so you have the link. Yeah, Payson's like in the middle of the state. California. But yeah, so he lives down here. He lives down here near the border. And like Sierra Vista is like a little town that's like literally on the edge of the border. And I don't think he lives there. I think he lives slightly above it. And I want to say it's Green Valley. It might be Green Valley. But it also doesn't sound right to me. But he's definitely in one of those. And like I said, it's like my mom used to go hunting in Sierra Vista, outside of Sierra Vista, in this little area called Arivica, which is more closer to the border. It's like really scary close to the border. I went on a trip with her once she went down there. There was like a women, 75 and I freeze. Oh, I have to have it cold. It drives my parents crazy. We have like a nice medium of like 70 degrees, but we don't really control the temperature in the house because it's a swamp cooler and it doesn't just turn on and off like the AC does. But anyway, back to my original story. So my mom used to go hunting with these group of ladies it was like ham hunting for javelina. And I know what you're thinking, ham hunting means for pig, but it doesn't. Ham hunting is for handgun, archery, muzzleloader. So it's a specific time. You can only hunt with handgun, archery, or muzzleloader during this particular time of year to hunt for javelina in this particular area. And these women, it was like a club, and they would go down to Arivica, and they would hunt in the middle of the wilderness next to the border of Arizona and Mexico and hunt for javelina. And I went with her one year, and I hated it. I am not a camper, and I am not a hunter. I don't mind hunting. I understand the concept of hunting. I don't like hunting. I don't like doing it myself. I don't mind if other people hunt. I can clean the animal for you after you're done hunting. Like, that doesn't bother me. The actual act of shooting the animal, I cannot do. Do not like it. I mean, I could clean up a chicken if you kill it. I can't kill the chicken though. You know what I'm saying? So that's where my like everything but that point. I also don't like the idea of digging a hole and pooping in it and then burying it again. I like the idea of going into a bathroom using the toilet. I also like the idea of AC. Now, we went in February, which is still pretty cold in Arizona, but not cold enough for me in a desert. So I was miserable the whole time. Because not only am I having to squat to poop, and I'm sleeping in a sleeping bag on the ground, which I guess it's like, but squat to poop, and then you're handing me, I think it was a handgun, and they're like, go shoot a javelina. And I'm like, what? You know? I used to teach hunter ed too, so like I know how to do it. I just don't like, it's not for me. It's not for me. It's just not. Some people are for it, and I'm not one of those people. And, you know, we were walking through the wilderness. I'm fine with hiking. But once they were like, we want you to scale this mountain and crawl up it downwind so you get to a certain position, and then you scare the javelina, and then you start shooting at them with your muzzleloader or whatever. And I'm like, you want me to scale up this small mountain and do it? No, I'll go to Walmart and buy the javelina meat there. How about that? Like, I'm not going to. No. The area was very mountainy. It was very rocky. This was considered for my mom a vacation. Yes. And these women. It's just not my idea. I like wilderness, and like I said, don't get me wrong. I've always wanted to buy a van and convert it into a livable thing and then travel. But guess what I'm going to put in that van? Toilet, an AC, and a nice comfortable bed. They didn't have McDonald's. I'm literally like that type of person, T1, where I'm like, I'm going to go to the closest town was Arivica. And it was a small little town that barely had anything in there but like a convenience store. And it was like the last thing before you cross the border and then you're into Mexico, but like also before you go on this camping thing. You're a Pokemon too. Yeah, I can't. It was not. I enjoyed spending time with my mom like that. I did not. Yes, an RV, Sheree, an RV with a toilet and an AC. Yes. I don't even have to have Wi-Fi. I didn't have Wi-Fi and I was fine. I was fine for a few days. It was just, and my mom got me this thing called a Go Girl, where if you know, you know. And it just wasn't. You have to practice with those things. I learned that the hard way. You have to practice with those things before you can just go out and use one, or else you get a mess everywhere. And then you're literally standing there trying to squat at midnight over a hole. We're going to take a big shit over a hole. And then you hear coyote. And then they tell you, because there are coyotes and wolves and cougars, they're like, always carry a gun with you because you never know if something's going to show up while you're trying to take a shit. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I did it once and I was done. And but that's how I know about this town. And that's where I originally was going with this. Before we made it to Arivica, my mom had a tradition of stopping in that small little town that Lenk is in. And I've been there. And it is nothing but old people. It's very nice. It's very clean, very organized looking, perfect for retirement people. They have golf there. It's rich people things. Like, no offense to anybody if you're an old rich person. But it's perfect for people who, cougars, yes, cougars, mountain lions, cougars, bobcats, all down there. Jaguars even, they're down there. But yeah, so I walked through, we stopped at like a Safeway or something, and yeah, I can only do the deed at home. I don't mind pooping in public. It just has to be in a toilet. That's all. And toilet paper. I don't think that's that too much to ask for, is it? Just is that too much to ask for in life? Can I just have a toilet? I'm not that hard to please, But yeah, no, I stopped there and it's a retirement town. So when I found out, and this was years before Making a Murderer, I think this was in 2011. I mean, I'm sure you can find old chicks down there too. Toilet and air conditioning. Yep. It was like 2011 or so when I went on this trip. So I was young too. But yeah, and it's probably changed a lot since. I don't even know if there's a school down there for kids, because like I said, it's pretty well. It's a retirement town. It's meant for that. But I remember when I found out that Lank moved there, I was like, that's not surprising, because it's a very pretty area. I don't think I could ever live there though, because in my personal opinion, it's too close to the border and it's in the desert. But they do have, it does look nice. Like, they have the palm trees, and in some places had grass, and so I mean they fixed it up to look nice, but it just isn't. Like, I would rather retire up more north than down there. But it's not a bad little place. I think, like I said, I think it's called Green Valley. Old Ladies is a good place. I know, right? We've been joking a lot about that, haven't we, Carrie? I feel like an old lady right now. I've been sitting in the same spot for almost 2 hours, and my knees are starting to stiffen up. So that's why I'm kind of like antsy in my chair. Probably going to end this in a little bit too, because I'm tired, and I'm probably going to go to sleep here soon. Yeah, like Wisconsin. Wait, what is? Filled with old people? You can't escape them. They're everywhere, Carrie. Old people are everywhere. But yeah, you can see my suitcase back there. Normally, I just bring in one bag, but I wanted to take out the dirty clothes from the bag. Oh, this is the shirt I'm wearing tomorrow. I don't know if I would retire up here. They hunt up here. But yeah, this is the shirt that I'm wearing tomorrow for the rally. I figured I would save the actual rally T-shirt that I have for Saturday. I also brought. I was just joking with somebody. Who was I joking with? I brought all these T-shirts. So it was not the night before Christmas. No Santa. No Santa. Sorry. It's still. I see. I brought this T-shirt. I really like how I did this design. I made this. I made this, guys. I took 2 pictures and I put them together and then I put them inside this circle thing. I made that. That's me. I made that. I'm actually really proud of what I've been doing with the T-shirts. I feel like I get a little bit better each time. You know? Last year's T-shirt was just like chef's kiss. The last rally T-shirt. Yeah, I'm going to leave them up probably for the rest of the month. Just so people, if they, not because, but just in case somebody wants to buy a rally T-shirt, and then probably at the end of the month, I'll take them down again. And then usually in November or October or November time, I usually make everything available again in the shop. So that way people have an opportunity. If, like, for instance, this design, I think it's still available in the shop, but like, let's say there's a design that I retired. I make them all available again. So during the holiday season. So if you want to buy a T-shirt or gift somebody a T-shirt or whatever, not that anybody, very rarely, will buy a retired T-shirt, but I just want to give everyone an opportunity. I want to make everybody happy and give everyone an opportunity to buy. So probably in October, I will make the last rally T-shirt I made, plus this rally T-shirt available again. So if ever you guys see me sell something in the shop and then it goes away after a while, it will come back during the holiday season, all the T-shirts. The only T-shirts that will never come back are the ones with the old dragonfly on them for reasons I don't want to get into. So those are the only ones that, unfortunately, I'll never re-put out there. I might redesign them. Bye, T1. Thank you for being here. Oh, I'll definitely go live tomorrow morning. You'll definitely see me live. But, yeah, I might revamp them and make them where I can post them again, but as of right now. Another thing that I'm also going to be doing when I get home from this, someone requested if I had any bumper stickers. Okay, good night, Nan's Life. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, I will. I'm going to get off here in the next 5 minutes too. The bumper stickers, I actually don't have any more bumper stickers anymore. But I think when I get home, I'm going to design a bumper sticker and then maybe order like a small amount of them and then offer them again through, you can purchase them for a couple of bucks and then the money goes to Brendan or something like that. Normally the stickers I buy, I don't have the stickers on me in the bag. I don't know why. They're in the car. But the stickers I usually buy, I usually give away for free. But the bumper stickers, I'll probably charge a couple of bucks. And like I said, I'd give the money to Brendan. But yeah, I'm going to probably design new bumper stickers because I do want to put the website on there, which is really important to me, the website, the BrendanDassey.com, because that's where we have the petition for the pardon conviction, the conviction unit request. I can't remember what we call it now. Okay, I'll talk to you about that later. I'm not going to worry about that until I get home and I get settled down again. But yeah, I definitely, that's part of the reason why I've been doing the postcards and leaving them everywhere because, and I have like a whole bunch in my backpack. So I've been leaving them everywhere I go. If I use the bathroom in a facility, I'll leave a postcard. When I pump gas, I've been leaving a postcard as I go. But that's why I pushed this website because there's a petition on it. So if I do a bumper sticker, it'll probably be I stand with or free Brendan Dassey, and then with the website and then the QR code. So, and yeah. So that is something in the future I'd like to plan on doing. And then I'm probably going to try to plan on making a new t-shirt. And I know that's been a while since I've made a new t-shirt. Like I said, with Linda passing, it's been hard because she was literally like, I don't know, she's just like, it felt like I was more efficient worker with her. She just had the energy and I fed off of that. And she gave me ideas and I produced them for her. And we were just like, boom, 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 boom. Like half the t-shirts in the t-shirt shop came from Linda's brain, and yeah, she would bounce ideas off of me. And now that I don't have that, yeah, she was our mom. So it's been challenging, but I know because I'm doing this for Brendan, and it's important to me, and I'll never give up doing things for Brendan, whether that's rallies, t-shirts, whatever, and so I'm not going anywhere. I just needed that. I think I just needed that break a little bit, but I think after the rally, I'm going to try to get back into it more, as far as making more t-shirts and stuff like that. And yeah, because something needs to happen for Brendan, right? And Linda wouldn't want me to give up. She'd yell at me if I did. So I wouldn't want to disappoint Linda from the afterlife, because God knows what, she'd send a plague on me or something. But yeah, I have all these postcards. I have tons of postcards. I have older postcards too that I have in my bag. And by the way, if you guys go to the rally and you want postcards to take home, I will give you as much postcards as you want. If you want a whole stack like this, I'll give you a whole stack like this. Like, as long as you do something with them, whether that be send them to Governor Evers or do like what some of us have been doing, like posting them places or whatever. That's the whole goal with these, is to get Brendan's name out there and to get the websites and the information out there so people can learn more, sign a petition. Although this one's an old one. I don't think the Bring Brendan Home website works anymore. For whatever reasons, they decided not to continue doing that. I mean, if you go to that, bringbrendanhome.org, I think it just takes you to the Jason Flom interview, but like all the petition they had for Governor Evers and all that is no longer there. I don't know why. I'm not privy to that, but that's why, if you guys notice, I mostly just do the BrendanDassey.com. And then the QR code is a tree link that takes you to a whole bunch of links. And that's where you can find, I think, the bringbrendanhome.org, which will be the Jason Flom interview. So, yeah, there's some logic to my madness. But with that, I wish I had been involved when she was here. You would have loved Linda. You could look back at all the past recordings and lives we did with her. And she just literally was a ball of energy and spirit. She was a fantastic supporter to Brendan. She wore everywhere she went. She would wear a Brendan t-shirt. She made a promise that she would always wear a Brendan t-shirt. If she was here right now, she'd be wearing a Brendan t-shirt. I'm not. But yeah, she really was a fantastic human being. But I am going to go. I'm going to get some sleep. And then I will see you guys 10:30 Wisconsin time. And I hope to see a bunch of people there. So God bless everybody. Be safe while you're traveling out there. Hopefully you're here. And yeah, we'll see you guys bright and early. In the stream.